The Dogman of Taylor Woods, Part 11. Many days had passed since the last attack. The air felt strangely fresh, birds sang in the trees, and wildlife roamed the property without fear. It was as if the werewolves had never set foot on Paul's land. But peace didn't quiet Paul's mind. He sat on his porch staring out over the tree line, deep in thought. How did we get here, he wondered. What happened years ago when my forefathers first had this land? How did it become a place for these creatures? Why would God bless us with property only for it to be filled with something so evil? The more Paul thought, the more questions weighed on him. Finally, he reached for his phone.
"Enoch," he said when the old man answered. "Can I come by?"
"I've got a lot on my mind." Enoch's warm laugh came through the line. "Young man, you're always welcome. You're like a grandson to me. Come on by, I'll have dinner ready." That evening, Paul drove out to Enoch's place. The old man sat on his patio, the golden light of sunset falling across his weathered face. A small radio played soft praise and worship music. He looked up at Paul with sharp blue eyes. "It's been mighty peaceful lately," Enoch said. "That's a sign we're gaining victory, but there's still praying and binding to do." Paul didn't waste time. "Enoch, how did we get here? Why is this land, something God blessed us with, overrun with these werewolf creatures? There's got to be more to it than what I'm seeing." Enoch gave a slow smile and lifted his hands toward heaven. "Glory to God. I've been wanting to tell you the history of this land for weeks, but the Lord told me to wait until you asked. Let's eat first, then we'll talk." After a hearty meal, Enoch motioned for Paul to sit on the couch. The old man's voice grew low and deliberate. "Back in the early 1800s, your forefathers settled here. The first generation dedicated this land to God. They were righteous people. They loved their neighbors, gave to the needy, and built churches all over the state. Some of those churches still stand today. Their land was blessed. Crops never failed, and they never lacked. God told them, never own slaves. Trust me, and I will supply your needs according to my riches in glory." And they obeyed. Enoch's gaze darkened. But the second generation did not know God. They abandoned the covenant. They bought slaves, abused them, tore families apart, and committed evil. Their sins stained the land. That opened the door for demonic spirits. Paul leaned forward. "And the werewolves?" "They were always here," Enoch said. "Long before your family came. At first they kept to themselves, never seeing humans as prey. But after your forefathers' wickedness, something shifted. The curse they brought gave those creatures legal ground to settle here in the spirit realm. They've brought havoc ever since. Even my own father stayed away from your people. He knew the evil rooted here." Paul sat still as Enoch went on. "No one could stay on this land for long. It passed from father to son, but each one left. They tried to sell it. But no one wanted property with its reputation. Your grandfather and father both faced the same creatures you have, and they didn't win." Paul's brow furrowed. "Then why would my grandfather give it to me?" Enoch's tone softened. "Because out of 6 grandchildren, you are the most righteous. He knew you walked closer to Jesus than anyone else in the family. He may not have had the strength to fight them himself, but he believed you could." That night, Paul went home. Dropping to his knees, he lifted his hands. "Lord, I thank you for your mercy. Lead me, guide me. Show me how to reclaim this property and rededicate it back to you." The night air outside was still. Paul sensed God's presence strongly, as if heaven itself had leaned in to listen. The battle was far from over, but the tide was turning. Like and subscribe for Part 12.